normally try to keep my personal life separate from my business life, but unfortunately, my firstborn son has decided to make that way more complicated than it needed to be.
Eric Bischoff, this thing between you and Garrett ends at lockdown. If your team loses, you're out of here, and you will never, ever use the Bischoff name again.
Garrett Bischoff and his team victorious at Lethal Lockdown. And you know what that means? Plain and simple, Eric Bischoff is gone for good.
Tonight, we are gathered not to mourn, but to celebrate. Eric Bischoff, this is on behalf of us to you.
Hang on, just a minute. Just a second. We all wanted to contribute, get you a little something from us, just as a farewell gift. Eric, tonight we would like to induct you as the very first person in the TNA Shed of Shame.
How humiliating! How disgusting! Oh my God, this I'm gonna throw up in my mouth.
25 years in the wrestling industry, and this is the exit for Eric Bischoff. After last week's farewell ceremony for Eric Bischoff didn't go as planned, we open Impact Wrestling with Ric Flair.
Hogan always plays with me. He thinks I'm his pond. He thinks in the master scheme of things that I'm always going to be under his thumb. He's always going to be the biggest star. He's always going to be HH, okay? I don't buy that. And I don't have to buy it. You know why? Because I am Ric G.O.D. Flair. In your world, I'm just playing God, okay? Anyway, Hogan, last week, Garrett Bischoff and you ran one of the biggest names and one of the most established commodities out of our business. I'm talking about the great Eric Bischoff. Hogan, you and I are going to talk out here tonight because, brother, I'm pissed off. And you don't want to piss off somebody wearing a $1,000 shirt, $2,000 shoes, a $500 alligator belt, and just happens to have 2 Hall of Fame rings. You do not want to piss off the wrestling god, the one and only Nature Boy. Woo! So Hogan, I'm calling you out. Let's see what you got. He won't show up. Hogan won't show up.
New general manager of Impact Wrestling, he does show up. Obviously, Flair still PO'd, still upset at what went down 1 week ago tonight on this program. The farewell ceremony that Flair had planned for the executive formerly known as Eric Bischoff didn't necessarily go the Nature Boy's way.
Well, I could see Ric Flair's point of respect and friendship and bond that the Nature Boy and the executive formerly known as Eric Bischoff had formed over the past several months together and over the years of knowing each other. Now, I could see Flair being upset over that. It was a shame, in my opinion, the way Eric Bischoff...
What are you talking about, a shame?
It was sad.
Good versus evil. Okay? You are good. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. But I am the baddest man in the planet, brother. And you, I'm tired of you running roughshod on me. What do I gotta do? Take Dixie Carter back to the Hard Rock again? What do I gotta do? I'm gonna get control of this place again, brother.
Okay, well, here's the deal, brother. Number one, I'm not here to fight you.
I know. You're here to boss me around again.
Well, you know, you got that right too, Rick. Because as the general manager here, I'm making it a priority to step the game up here at Impact Wrestling. And when you talk about bad, when you talk about evil, you said the wrong name. You should have said Eric Bischoff, because he did a lot of bad things around here, spread a lot of evil all the way from Dixie Carter to the talent in the back, even to his own son, brother. So with all that being said, I take this general manager position real seriously, dude. I hung my boots up when the offer came on from Dixie Carter. There's a chance here to make Impact Wrestling have one of the longest runs of any professional wrestling company in the world, and we're here to make it that way. You and I, Rick. So in passing, I guess you could say you do work for me. And since I am your boss, Ric Flair, I'm going to ask you to do something for me. I'm going to ask you to be a judge on Gut Check and try to find the brand new talent that's going to shape the future of this business, Rick. Because what I realized with Ric Flair in the lead position at Gut Check, with you judging the talent, we all have a chance to live forever. We can vicariously live through the new talent. You can tell them placement, timing. You can tell them how to make it happen in here, Rick. When to stay down, when to get up. No one else can do that. So I'm asking you, Rick.
You're setting me up again?
No, I'm not.
You're setting me up again?
No, I'm not.
I can see it in your eyes.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you to do something for this business. Not for our legacy, not for the guys in the back. I'm asking you to do something for the fans. I'm asking...
For who?
I'm asking you, Ric Flair, to help shape the future of this wrestling business, to help find the up-and-coming wrestlers, and you don't have to respect me to do this job, Rick. All you have to do is be the nature boy, and it'll work.
Yeah, but let's just get right back to it again. You're telling me that's my job.
I'm asking you.
You don't ever ask, you always tell. If I say no to you right now, you'll say, tough, do it. Right or wrong?
I know you're not going to say no, Rick. You love this business too much.
You're right. I love hanging around the kids. I'll do it. I love hanging around the kids. I'll do it. You're on.
Wow. Huge news. Ric Flair, he's on board with Gut Check.
Ric Flair going to be on the judging panel of Gut Check? That is huge news. I agree with you, Mike. Big time.
Flair agrees to help find the future of our business. Hogan asks, and Flair joins the judging panel, and tonight we find out the fate of last week's contestant, Alex Silva.
Well, we will find out tonight, Mike. Is he going to get a roster spot here in Impact Wrestling? We'll see tonight.
Also, Taz, Hulk Hogan is letting the two men who meet and sacrifice for the world title decide who they're going to face tonight. We'll find out after our first match.
But check this out right here. 4 beautiful knockouts coming at you in a tag team collision. That is next.
My thoughts on Gail Kim as champion. Plain and simple, she's a cheater. How many numerous title shots have I had against her?
Exactly.
And she's cheated to win each time.
Every time.
Handful of tights, using Madison Rayne. It's all good though, because under the right circumstances at the right time, I will beat Gail.
Yeah, no one gave me a chance. No one ever gave me a chance to even go up against Gail one-on-one. And you know what? I beat her, not once, but twice, and I'm about to make it a 3rd time tonight.
You know what, Brooke? I will say this. One of us will beat Gail for the title.
The following knockout tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the team of Madison, Rayne, and knockout champion, Gail Kim.
Well, when you have possession of the Knockouts Championship, everyone is gunning for you, as Gail Kim knows only so well. Tonight, Gail joins forces with her BFF Madison Rayne. By the way, the same Madison who recently had differences with Gail until she received the Queen's tiara.
Well, sometimes that happens with friendships. Just, you know, you don't get
Slightly strained.
That happens at times, but that is our beautiful Knockouts champ.
And their opponents, introducing first from Houston, Texas, Brooke, Tessmacher.
Well, Taz, it was one thing when Brooke Tessmacher pinned the Knockout champ in a tag team match 2 weeks ago, but then last week on Impact Wrestling, Brooke called out Gail on our first ever open fight night.
Well, that's correct, Mike. Brooke now holds two, not one, but two pinfall victories over our Knockout champion, Gail Kim. I mean, listen, she might have Gail's number for sure. I just love Red, White, and Blue. Proud American I am.
And her tag team partner from the Big Apple, Velvet Sky.
Here we go, Taz, your favorite part of Impact Wrestling, Velvet Sky's entrance.
Well, I don't think it's just my favorite part. I think there's many folks out there that enjoy Velvet Sky's entrance. But I'll tell you what, this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out, knockout tag team contest, I will say.
Well, especially when you factor in the pre-match comments from both Velvet Sky and her tag team partner, Brooke Tessmacher. Wait a minute. We'll talk about those pre-match comments after Taz handles this.
Well, I think it must be time on this Thursday evening right here on Spike TV to let the pigeons loose.
Sizzling red-hot knockouts in tag team action. The pre-match comments from Velvet Sky and Brooke Tessmacher both centering on one thing: the Knockouts Championship title that is held by Gail Kim, and the fact that they're saying one of them, either Velvet or Brooke, is going to get that shot and win that Knockouts Championship.
Well, Mike, you touched on it as Gail and Madison were walking out here moments ago, I should say, that when you are possessing a championship, in this case the Knockouts title, you're marked. Whoa! You're marked. Everybody wants a piece of you to get that championship.
And at the same time, speaking of being marked and having someone gunning for you, Brooke Tessmacher, 2 wins over Gail Kim. You just know that down deep, Gail wants to gain revenge and avenge those 2 losses. Ooh, wow.
Well, I'm telling you, as a former champion, I can tell you, it's got to be renting space in the brain of Gail Kim that she knows that someone in Brooke Tessmacher has those victories on her. That does definitely stay in your head a little bit. Right, Gail, the Velvet, nice, strong clothesline.
Taz, you hear the huge news about Impact Wrestling and our new time slot. It all starts May the 31st. We move to 8 p.m. Eastern, 1 hour earlier, right here on Spike TV. And I know that you've been clued into the big surprise.
Supposedly there's some massive, massive news, a massive surprise, I should say, coming on that show, 8 p.m., right when our new time slot, as you said, on the 31st. So can't wait to see. You know what it is? You have any inside information?
Well, you're the guy that always knows everything about all the inside info. Why are you asking me?
My email's been down. But right now, Madison going to town right now on Velvet. Velvet's definitely in the wrong corner. You want to get out of that corner if you can, because Gail and Madison will definitely go to work on you.
Yeah, at the same time, you know that Gail and Madison Rayne want to do everything to cut off the ring. Double team tactics now by the Knockout champion and her BFF. Here goes Gail directly into the corner.
I can't wait to see what happens later on, Mike, with this gut check. You know, now that we have this huge news that Hulk Hogan gave the opportunity to Ric Flair to be a judge. Who better than a Nature Boy to judge on a youngster's future here as a wrestler? I mean, really, who better? So we'll see what happens with Alex Silva. I mean, there's a lot of buzz about this kid.
Well, there sure was, especially in terms of the fan response that we received on Alex Silva last week on Twitter. We also want your feedback. A quick pin attempt by Madison gains a 2 count. We want more of your feedback. If you think Alex Silva deserves an Impact Wrestling contract, do it on Twitter at #GutCheck. And I can tell you from last week, the response, solid majority said yes, give Alex Silva a contract. Will it be a dream come true? Does Alex Silva win the lottery by gaining that contract? We will find out tonight on Impact Wrestling.
Opportunity of a lifetime. We'll see what happens, and we'll get into that later on. A little bit more about Alex Silva and GutCheck. Right now, you see here, Velvet working over Madison, but Madison able to stop her with the oldest trick in the book. Grab at those eyes and just pull.
Yeah,
shut anybody down.
Bring her over to the corner, turn things over to the Knockouts champ. And Gail Kim delivers a shot with authority into the midsection of Velvet, doubled her over, and then follows that up. Big uppercut. Here comes Gail with the running clothesline. Gonna go for the cover. Here's the pin attempt. Gail on Velvet. And Velvet at this point in the matchup realizes how important it would be to get her fresh tag team partner, Brooke Tessmacher, into the battle.
Oh, she's fresh, all right. Well, right now, see Gail Kim. Again, Velvet's got, she's got this. She's really got to try to get her partner in this match.
Whoa. Check this out. Oh, went to the top rope Hurricane Rana, but it was blocked by Velvet Sky. Oh,
God, what a landing.
Bulldog-style face plant from out of the corner by Velvet, but you can see that Velvet is headed to the wrong corner, extending her arm for the tag, but was pointing initially towards Madison Rayne, and now going to try and get Brooke Tessmacher in, and does. Brooke is legal.
Oh, here we go. Brooke in the house, and Gail not able to get Madison into this match. Brooke Tessmacher, here we go. Third time's a charm, possibly. We'll see.
Sensational series of offensive moves by Brooke Tessmacher on the Knockout champion. Going to elevate Gail up, but it's blocked, taken down by Gail, who drives her down with the clothesline.
That's the thing about the Knockouts champion, Gail Kim. Most of the time, she's one step ahead of everybody else.
Knockout champ. Oh, Badmouth going to go for eat defeat, but that was blocked. Perfect counter by Brooke Tessmacher. Clothesline, wild shot missed by Madison. Velvet takes Madison down, and now Brooke Tessmacher turns her attention to Gail, but Gail's got her. Gail got her hook right here.
Gail's definitely got control. She's on one leg. Oh! Eat defeat the other way.
She just caught the champ with her own move, and for the third straight week, she just pinned Gail Kim.
Your winners, Brooke Tessmacher and Velvet Sky.
I gotta tell you, knockout division, there is nobody hotter than Brooke Tessmacher, and she's on a roll. So she's doing great. Now a third victory now on Gail Kim on Knockouts champ. Brooke is cooking, baby.
3 consecutive weeks. Victories by Brooke Tessmacher over the Knockouts champion, Gail Kim. Hulk Hogan, our general manager, he's got to be paying attention to that when it comes to who gets the next title shot. Well, Hulk Hogan is giving RVD and world champion Bobby Roode the authority to pick each other's opponents tonight. We'll find out next who RVD is picking for Roode. What a momentous occasion here at Slammiversary.
It's real. It's damn. That was unbelievable.
I think everybody is shocked at what just happened here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new era in TNA. Jeff Jarrett and Raven for the NWA World's Heavyweight title. I don't think it's a stretch to say that at this point in time, Jeff Jarrett looks across the ring at his toughest challenger to date as NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Raven.
No way, we don't have a referee. No.
What the hell's going on here?
You gotta be kidding me.
Raven effect, reversal! Is able to retain the NWA World's Heavyweight title.
Oh, Mike, I think I know a couple of thugs that we just saw in that package there.
Here's the #1 contender, the World Heavyweight Champion. Here's RVD.
I know you love me. You've been entertained by my amazing feats for years. After all my legendary accomplishments, I don't feel like I have to tell you what a great wrestler I am. But I'll do it anyway, because I can. I'm Rob Van Dam. Yeah. The whole effing show. There's only one. I'm one of a kind. Often imitated, never intimidated. I'm Mr. Pay-Per-View. I'm also the man that's gonna beat Bobby Roode and be your next TNA Heavyweight Champion. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm excited about it too. How do I know that I'm gonna beat him? I don't have to tell you that I never lost the title in the first place. I'll tell you this, I know what I bring to the table. I'm RVD.
General Manager Hulk Hogan. Not only will RVD get to choose tonight's opponent for Bobby Roode, but the world champ, he gets to handpick Van Dam's opponent for tonight as well. Can't ask for more than that. It's fair to both the champion and the #1 contender.
Rob Van Dam. You know, I'm sitting in the back, Rob, and I'm trying to mind my own business, but I couldn't help but overhear how overconfident you're sounding. I mean, I know that your head is in the clouds 99.9% of the time, and you've been on a little hiatus over the last little while here, so let me remind you exactly of who I am. My name is Bobby Roode. I am the it factor of professional wrestling. I am the leader of the selfish generation. But most importantly, Rob Van Dam, I am your World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm not just any World Champion. I am the most dominant World Heavyweight Champion in the history of Impact Wrestling. And I became the most dominant world champion by defeating men like AJ Styles, guys like Jeff Hardy, guys like Sting, men like James Storm, I mean, just to name a few. And at Sacrifice, in a couple weeks, Rob Van Dam's name will be added to that list. Now, as for tonight, our General Manager, Mr. Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan has issued us a little plan for tonight. You see, he is allowing you to choose my opponent, and I get to choose yours. So being the man that I am, being the great champion that I am, I'm going to give you a chance to enlighten me first on who my opponent is tonight. So go ahead, Rob. Who is it? Who's am I going to kick tonight?
You want me to tell you who I picked for your opponent?
Did I stutter?
No, and I'm glad you brought that up. Bobby Roode. Because I thought of a guy that you know really well. In fact, you hit him over the head with a beer bottle last month. You're facing Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson is my opponent. Okay, great. That's great. That's great. But you know what? I get to pick an opponent now for you, and I got somebody in mind, somebody that you know very, very well. Actually, he's a close friend of yours, Rob, and a guy that you've been close to for some time. I don't know, maybe you've heard of him. I know you've been gone for a while, but do you remember the name? Jeff Hardy? Jeff Hardy is your opponent. Good luck, Rob. Good luck.
Boy, I have to say, Hulk Hogan's plan just worked to perfection. Roode and RVD, a great job as matchmakers.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, it's a great treat for us as announcers and for our fans out there. Big night, man. Big matches.
World champion Roode versus Mr. Anderson, and RVD versus Jeff Hardy all tonight. Yes, not only will the World Heavyweight Champion and his #1 contender be in action later tonight, but check out this 6-man tag team match that is still to come.
Well, our general manager, Hulk Hogan, deemed that our TV champion has to defend his title every week. We shall find out who Devon's opponent will be. That is next.
As we return to Impact Wrestling, it is time for our weekly championship match. TV titles at stake.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the television championship. Introducing first, accompanied by Robbie T.
I guess you can't go wrong with matching cardigans, right, Mike?
Well, look at me that way. I'm not wearing the same sweater as you. Questions now answered when it comes to Devon's challenger tonight. Taz, let's take everybody back to our recent Lockdown pay-per-view in Nashville, Tennessee. This is after Robbie E faced Devon for the TV title.
Yeah, well, Robbie T left a lasting impression, as you can see right there on the television champion, as the massive bouncer of Robbie E went off on Devon.
And his opponent from New York, the television champion, Devon!
Well, it's been established, if you are going to be the TV champion, you better be in fighting mode. No downtime, no weeks off, no ducking challengers. And to be honest, Devon has flourished in the role so far. Back-to-back successful title defenses against both Gunner and Bully Ray ever since the point that our general manager Hulk Hogan told Devon, you got to put that title, that TV championship at stake each and every week on Impact Wrestling.
And those aren't two hammered eggers that Devon got victories on, as you just mentioned, in Gunner and Bully Ray. Those are some massive title defenses. So, speaking of massive, the massive Robbie T, he jumped Devon before the belly to ran. So, that was pretty smart by Robbie, in my opinion.
Yeah, following up on what happened at Lockdown in Nashville, Robbie T immediately on the offensive. And it's not often that Devon goes into a match where he's giving up this kind of size, this kind of power.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Devon does have obviously the experience advantage on big Robbie T. But listen, man, this big, massive Robbie T, he's loaded with attitude, built like a brick, you know what. But here comes the heart and the intestinal fortitude. Oh, and there it goes, up Devon. Left quick.
Quick offensive flurry by the TV champ, immediately cut off by the challenger, Robbie T. And Tez, I think you, like myself, we get questioned all the time by people, what's it like behind the scenes in Impact Wrestling? And if you've ever wondered how executives evaluate professional wrestling talent, we're going to give you that behind the scenes look. We're going to pull back the curtain. You're going to hear for the first time, power move, big slam here, Robbie T on top, and challenger gets a 2 count. You're going to hear for the first time how executives look at potential wrestlers to get an Impact Wrestling contract, all talking about Gut Check and Alex Silva later tonight.
Well, I agree with you, Mike, and that's the cool thing about Gut Check. People do get to go behind the curtain. Our fan base will get to see what it's like behind the scenes, as you said. So it's going to be pretty, I think, in my opinion, pretty riveting TV. So that's coming up.
And we know we have Ric Flair and Al Snow lined up as judges. But who the hell is the third judge going to be?
I don't know, Mike. You think the third judge will have half the experience Flair and Snow will have? Well, speaking of experience, Devon utilizing his experience on Big Robbie T, the TV champ. He's cooking on all cylinders, as the cliche goes.
Fired up TV champ Devon. Gonna go high risk. Here he is perched up on top. And big time diving headbutt off the top rope.
Might get it. Devon might get the win here.
Champ the cover and gets just 2.
Powerful, too strong, too much upper body strength for Big Robbie T. Oh, here comes Robbie E. Hit cross off the top rope.
Yeah, the former TV champ brought into the ring by Devon, turns his attention towards Robbie E and then pays the price with Big Robbie T from behind. Oh!
Power there. Watch your back, Devon. Watch your back here, buddy.
Robbie E, he's got that golden clipboard.
Wow. Shattered the clipboard.
That's what I'm talking about, you son of a bastard!
Robbie T has been disqualified. The winner of the match, Devon!
think Big Robbie E, he just lost his cool a little bit. He split that clipboard all over, right over the head of Devon. No, that TV title belongs to Devon, but Robbie E sent that message.
Devon doesn't look like a champion at this point, even though he just retained the title.
Stop. I'm here. Okay, we're friends. I like you. Hogan's the boss. That's why I'm doing it.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
But I think I could convince you a little bit more because I've got a third judge that I want to introduce you to.
A third judge?
Yeah,
I
the
like
senior
that.
vice president of talent relations, Bruce Pritchard.
Bruce Pritchard
Yes.
did this with us? Where is he?
Yeah. Bruce?
Hey. Are you kidding me? Hey. Nice to see you. How about calling me back about my raise?
Rick, we're going to get right on that.
Okay, all right.
You guys ready to do this?
Yeah, the business has changed drastically, okay?
The business has changed a lot.
Okay, all right.
Let's take a look at Alex.
Okay.
Well, 1 week ago tonight, it was the opportunity of a lifetime for young Alex Silva, who competed in our first ever gut check match.
I gotta say, this kid Silva, man, he showed a lot of potential and athleticism against Robbie E. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the question is answered later tonight. Will Alex Silva get an Impact Wrestling contract?
You guys saw the match last week. What do you think?
I've seen Alex have a lot of matches. I'm not sure that was absolutely his
You're
best
always
match.
being politically correct. The answer to the match is you cannot make chicken salad out of chicken.
I understand that. I mean, the
I don't
match
care
itself.
how cosmetically good the kid looks, how handsome he is. He's a twig. He's never going to be the world heavyweight champion of anything.
But we're looking at potential. We're not looking at right now.
Potential for what? You want someone in this company that's going to draw you a dime.
Right.
Get you a quarter hour.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That kid ain't going to get nothing.
But does he have the potential if we take him and groom him?
I've seen him in other environments. In other environments, he's thrived. In this environment, I'm not sure that, it was necessarily his best effort.
Bruce, I get it. He's brutally nervous. He knows he's got an opportunity to go to work for this company. I get that, okay? You're not going to get me to compromise my opinion. He's not big enough. He doesn't have the bone structure to get big enough. And he's never going to get you a quarter hour.
What about an X Division guy?
Huh?
I mean, what about for the X Division? The X Division's not made up of the biggest guys in the business.
Well, I didn't see X Division in him. The X Division guys that work at this company are some of the best athletes in the world. I didn't see that out of that kid.
He did a terrific job in the past. I've seen him. He's done a wonderful job. But when he went out there, the pressure, he choked under the pressure. He's young.
Right. You got Dixie looking at him.
Right.
You got Hogan looking at him.
Have you looking at him? Everybody looking at him. Have the world looking at him. It's an incredible opportunity.
I don't even want to look at him.
But Rick, you have to admit that even in the day, there were people that when Ric Flair was traveling all over the world that said, you know what, Ric Flair, he may have this, he may have that, but he's not really a world champion until you actually got to prove all of them wrong.
I know that. Hey.
Here's Alex Silva who comes in. He had a tryout before where no one got to see him, and actually he's 20. I thought he's 20 years old.
I thought he was older.
No.
Yeah.
And he did very well with the fans. I mean, 63% on Twitter.
Once again, you guys want me to be honest?
Yes.
The fans do not run our business and do not dictate our business. Unfortunately, the young kids think they do. What would their feedback mean?
But what would we be if we didn't have them watching our show?
I don't know. They know I don't like him, and I got 2 rings. So apparently,
But they love you.
It hasn't hurt my career.
But they love you. They respect you.
They like to hate me.
But they
because they
respect
know
you.
that I respect them, but I don't respect their opinion.
So, Rick, sir, what do you think? What's your opinion?
I think when I walk that aisle tonight, the kid is going to know that he's coming to the ring to meet God.
What do you think, Bruce?
I really don't know. I think that I'll definitely have an opinion. I'll wait till we get out there. But
it takes at least two of us to agree to get this kid a contract. 2 to say yes. At least do me a favor, champ, and just keep an open mind.
I will keep an open mind.
Okay, just keep an open mind. Who knows? Maybe he might win you.
Boy, it sounded like a thumbs down from Ric Flair.
I agree, Mike. Sounds like Ric Flair's not a big Alex Silva fan.
Taz still to come tonight. The world champion Bobby Roode is going to be put to a severe test against an opponent that was selected by RVD.
Well, you want a big match? Here's a big match, man. Loads of history between these two megastars. RVD versus Hardy. It's next.
Let's see, who is the man that you hate most here at Impact Wrestling?
Are you serious?
I'm real serious.
Bobby Roode.
Oh, my gosh. You know, you've just been handed a gift on a silver platter because RVD made a match between you and Bobby Roode. And you know what that means? No more questions about how good is he? Is he here today, gone tomorrow? Is he yesterday's news? Is he our next hero? You get to prove in one given night that you are the number one guy that fits perfectly in the number one spot, my brother. And being the brand new general manager, I made it really easy for you because you now have a match with no DQ. Beer bottle to the head, remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember it. So in other words...
Yes.
No disqualifications whatsoever.
Yes.
No countouts. No 5 count in the corner. I can be as violent
and keep going
as I want.
And keep going.
And keep going.
And keep going.
Chairs?
Yes. No DQ for you. Because you are Mr. Anderson! Wow. Anderson! Wow.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Oh, I did.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Cameron, North Carolina, the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy.
Wow, how about that move by our general manager, Hulk Hogan, making tonight's Mr. Anderson versus Bobby Roode match no disqualification. I say great move by Hogan, especially if you're Mr. Anderson. It's a game changer. The deck is now stacked in favor of Mr. Anderson. Hogan said turn up the violence.
It's a ginormous move by our general manager, Hulk Hogan. I love it. I think I can speak for most of our fans, making this a no disqualification match later on for world champion Bobby Roode versus Mr. Anderson. No DQ, that's heavy.
Anderson versus Roode still to come later tonight. But now it's Jeff Hardy. And he was picked by our world champion Bobby Roode to face Rob Van Dam tonight. That as a result of Hulk Hogan giving Roode and RVD the authority to select each other's opponents.
See the charismatic enigma. He's just a little bit different than everybody else. And the creatures of the night, they love them some Jeff Hardy.
Opponent from Battle Creek, Michigan, Rob Van Dam.
RVD certainly sounded like he was ready for his world title shot at Sacrifice when we heard from him earlier tonight.
Let me tell you, RVD is always ready. It don't matter when it is, but he knows there's a massive opportunity come Sacrifice to gain that World Heavyweight Championship from Bobby Roode. This man is the number one contender. He earned that in a 3-way match. This here should be a hell of a matchup between Hardy and Van Dam. Both men respect each other, similar styles. I'm telling you, I'm pumped up for this match.
Before RVD and Bobby Roode for the world title at Sacrifice, Van Dam has yet another hurdle in the form of his friend Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, well, there's that ding, 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 and once that bell rings, the friendship ends. And both these men are well aware of that. They're both massive stars in our industry, and right here in Impact Wrestling, this should be something to see.
Well, especially in terms of competition, because if the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy gets a win over RVD, I mean, he just beat the number one contender.
Oh, I completely agree with you, so it definitely is a huge opportunity for Hardy. But, you know, it's not going to be easy with someone like Van Dam. Both these men have been world champion before. So we'll see who could inch out a win here. And you see Van Dam trying to get out of that headlock to the top wrist lock.
A leg strength, as always, prominent in the offense of Van Dam. And think about a loss here for RVD. If Hardy's victorious, what does it do to his momentum?
I think it slows down Van Dam's momentum. And I think that it starts getting a buzz that, hey, maybe that was a fluke that Van Dam won that 3-way match, became number one contender. Some people could think that. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, Van Dam, I think it'd be huge if he got a victory here on Hardy.
So the pressure is on RVD. And Taz, speaking of pressure, we're going to find out later tonight whether young Alex Silva gets an Impact Wrestling contract or not. We know that the judges have met. We are going to get that decision later tonight here on Impact Wrestling, whether Alex Silva gets the contract or not. And you can join in on social media with your opinion. It's #GutCheck. Tell us whether you think Silva should get a contract as we see Hardy go right through the ropes and drive Van Dam back first into the steel.
Jeff Hardy now in control, man. Van Dam not even know where the hell he's at. Oh, look at that, Mike. Beautiful by Hardy. Let's take another look at this. This is typical Jeff Hardy throwing caution to the wind. Watch this clothesline. Bam, almost like a body splash instead of a clothesline by Jeff Hardy off the apron.
Yeah, especially with all the weight behind it, the impact that he had by running across the apron. Gonna roll RVD back in, quick cover and a 2 count.
Tell you, if I'm that kid getting ready to find out if he's got a contract, Alex Silva, I might go buy Ric Flair a cup of coffee and a Danish and try to win him over, man. He didn't, like I said earlier, Flair didn't seem like he was too much of a fan of that kid.
No, that was certainly the response that I heard as well.
Here we go.
Drops right down into a pin and gets another near fall.
Close right there, very close by Hardy. That's the thing with him. You see Van Dam with that full split, that flexibility in his lower body, but Jeff Hardy was able to counter it and almost get a win.
Hardy continues the offense, but Van Dam puts on the brakes. Shoots Hardy off into the corner, and here comes the monkey flip.
There's that leg strength, the power in the hips, the quads, the hamstring, the calves of RVD with that monkey flip. Hardy went flying across the ring. Can Rob keep it up? Here we go. Oh!
Again, it's the leg power in the corner. Caught him with the leg lariat. Right at him, missed the clothesline. And then Hardy able to get the elbow up.
Watch out!
Whisper in the wind off the top. Quick RVD right here. Got him stacked up for 2.
That was pretty close right there, Mike. Let's take a look here at the athleticism of the charismatic Enigma. Look at that.
Here comes.
Whisper in the wind. Almost grabbed. There's another angle of it. Almost got the victory on RVD, the #1 contender for the world title.
Hardy's offense cut off by Van Dam, and again, it's the lower body strength, the leg power of Van Dam, connecting with the thrust kick right to the chest of Hardy and Van Dam. You talked about how both of these individuals like to go high risk. Here he goes, roll through. How about a little rolling thunder? Oh, but Hardy got the legs up, got the knees up at the last second.
Again, that's 2 men knowing each other very well. That's Jeff Hardy knowing Van Dam's style, and Jeff was able to block. Oh, wait, here's the World Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Roode now.
Yeah, the man behind this match, the man that made this match, the world champ, headed down to the ringside area to get a closer look.
I tell you, if I'm Bobby Roode and I'm the world champ, I might want to sit in the back and get ready for my no disqualification match with Mr. Anderson and stay focused on that.
Hardy back on the offense. Gonna try and send Van Dam across again. Will referee gets out of the way from outside. Roode uses the title belt to the back of Hardy. I don't think RVD saw that, but Van Dam connects with the kick and gets the pin.
Your winner,
Rob Van Dam gets the win thanks to our world champion, Bobby Roode. And now it's time for our direct impact of the night. It's brought to you by Direct Auto Insurance.
Well, you see right here, the World Heavyweight Champion came out with the world title in hand. Inadvertently, I mean, he assisted in Rob Van Dam getting the victory. As you said, Van Dam didn't even know that Bobby Roode hit Hardy with that belt, but win goes to Van Dam.
And that's tonight's Direct Impact of the Night. Brought to you by Direct Auto Insurance. For a free quote, call 877-GO-DIRECT or visit directgeneral.com.
I moved my appointments to Thursday as I'll be back in town. Thank you very much. Oh, I gotta go. Bully Ray! Dude, are you serious? Very. I didn't punk you out enough last week? You didn't give me answers last week. You ain't getting answers this week. You know, Bully, your and mine relationship's not exactly gonna flourish like I thought it might. So I'll be brief. You see, I know that you had something to do with the disappearance of my brother Chris. And I'm gonna prove it.
Oh, back up. Don't you ever bow up on me. You know who I am, lawyer boy?
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know what I do to guys like you?
What?
Actually, I think you know exactly what I do to guys like you. Just ask your bro... Oh, wait. You can't find your brother. And if you keep sniffing around me, they ain't gonna find you. Back it off if you know what's smart for you.
I'll tell you, Mike, Mr. Park, he better be careful.
Yeah, threatening words from Bully Ray as we wonder, what do Daniels and Kazarian have on AJ? Styles is here tonight and ready to fight in our six-man tag that's still to come.
Well, Mike, check this out, man. Anderson gets a chance to get his hands on the World Heavyweight Champion in a no disqualification match that's still to come.
As it was 1 week ago tonight when Ric Flair threw the party. A farewell ceremony for Eric Bischoff.
Well, just a very crappy exit from Impact Wrestling. For such a visionary of our business, the executive formerly known as Eric Bischoff was humiliated, sent off at the hands of JB and mostly his son Garrett. This was horrible. It's just humiliating and embarrassing. I feel so bad for him. I really do.
Last week, calling out Eric Bischoff. Why me? Well, not only did we host Explosion, our syndicated show together, didn't get along. Not only is he taking just stupid jabs at me on his Facebook page, it was much more than that. It was about every single employee around here that for the last 2.5 years has had to deal with this prick. For the last 2.5 years have had to put up with him demeaning people, getting treated like complete Why? Not necessary. And for me to have to stand back here for the last couple of years and have to deal with that amongst everybody? Well, yeah, I'm going to take him up with it. I'm going to step up. I'm going to say something about it. And if he doesn't like it, it's not...
No, continue. I'm all ears. I want to hear everything you got to say about Eric Bischoff and how you took care of Eric Bischoff. Come on, buddy, keep talking.
I was simply...
Keep talking, I'm listening. I want to hear what you have to say about how you took care of Eric.
I'm not going to...
No, keep going, keep talking. I want to hear all about it. Why don't you come to the ring with me?
No.
Yeah. Well, why don't you do something about it?
What am I going to do about it?
You're not going to do anything about it. You're going to come with me, and we're going to go discuss this out here. Let's go, JB.
Yeah, just like what we've grown to expect from Bully Ray, pushing around JB.
Well, I don't know. I mean, JB was definitely venting out here, and listen, like it or not, when Eric Bischoff was here in Impact Wrestling, he did have a couple of friends, and Bully Ray was one of them.
Now he's such a tough guy, huh? Let's see how tough you are now. Let's see how tough you are. You want to push around Eric Bischoff? You want to dump crap on Eric Bischoff? How do you think you're so tough? Huh? You think you're so tough? Get down on your knees. Get on your knees. Get on your knees. Give me the microphone. Get up. Get up, huh? You're so tough. You're so tough, ain't you? You're so tough, huh? You're so tough what you did to Eric, huh? You want to bully around Eric Bischoff, huh? Get in there. Get in the ring. Oh, just leave you alone. You don't want any problems. Did you forget what you did to Bischoff? You bowing up to me? You bowing up to me? You know, I'm sick and tired of hearing about all this anti-bullying this, anti-bullying that. You take one more step forward, I will drop you. You know what? I think we should start a new campaign. We should start the Stop Being a Little and Stick Up For Yourself campaign. You're the poster boy for all the little out there that guys like me take advantage of. Oh, you don't like that, do you, JB? You want to punch me in the face, don't you, JB?
I'm sure everybody would like to see you smack the taste out of my mouth. Wouldn't you like to do that? Wouldn't you like to stand up for yourself once in your life instead of letting guys like me walk all over you? You know why I walk all over you? Because I can. That's why.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you know who I am? Oh, wait, that's your line. Yeah, we know who you are. You're Big Bad Bully Ray. The man who picks on lawyers.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, do not step in this ring. I am giving you fair warning.
You mean step in the ring like this? Like right here? See, I don't care. I don't care about lawyers. I don't care about Jeremy Borash. I care about you and me. You see, you called me out. And when you called me out, you picked on the one and only thing you could. The one and only thing every big, bad, unoriginal bully's ever called me out on. My size. You want to talk about size? You want to talk about I take craps bigger than you? You want to talk about I eat chicken wings bigger than you? Yeah, that's pretty funny. But you know what's real funny? I actually believe it. I believe you have taken craps bigger than me. I believe you have eaten chicken wings bigger than me, because in case you forgot, you spent most of your career not as Bully Ray, as Blubber Ray, a big, fat, pasty poster boy for all-you-can-eat buffets and type 2 diabetes. But now you got yourself in shit.
Playtime's over. Drop it. Playtime's over, Austin. You want to sit here? You want to talk crap? Huh? Now you're going to have to stand up for yourself. Now you're actually going to have to do something about it. But you're not going to do anything about it, Austin, because at the end of the day, you are the champion and you represent small little men, insignificant little men. You're not going to do a damn thing about it. You think I'm all talk? No, Austin, I'm not all talk. You're the one that's all talk, because I'm breathing down your neck and I'm spitting in your face and you're not doing anything about it. You're doing nothing, Austin. Absolutely.
Oh, you could just feel it. You just knew that Austin Aries could take only so much before he exploded.
Aries just, that's the explosion is the word. All over Bully Ray. And knowing Aries the way I know him, he's not going to stop.
Man, look how physical this is. X-Division champ laying him in.
Just dropping Bully Ray down to his size or below. Non-stop Aries. Oh, no, let him go, man. Don't stop. Oh! See that as security had Aries' arms trapped behind him. Bully Ray saw that opening. The low blow. Austin Aries right between the legs.
That's exactly Bully Ray's M.O. Take advantage of somebody like that when they're being held back.
Aries was defenseless at that point. Like it or not, good opportunity for Bully Ray to capitalize. He busted open too by Aries.
I'll tell you what, Austin Aries just proved to everybody that he will stand up to the bully.
Using traditional Hulk Hogan piss poor judgment, he didn't give us our opportunity to win the tag team titles from Joe and Magnus, so we took it. That's right. And a sacrifice, that's exactly what we're going to do, bro.
Smarter than him.
Yeah.
That's right. And we're going to have the championships when we finally decide to show the world exactly what we got on AJ. We're going to humiliate him with the tag titles around our waist. It's going to be great.
Would you guys shut up? I don't care about your bribes, your blackmails, or your photo of AJ. All I care about is making AJ Styles tap out at Sacrifice and doing the same exact thing tonight. So just stay out of my way.
Gosh, man.
That's our partner.
God,
that's our partner.
Why is he so grumpy all
I have
the
no
time?
idea. Maybe it's all the ostrich jerky.
Man, he's always winning matches. What is he pissed about?
Well, it sounds like Daniels and Kazarian's concentration is divided. But Kurt Angle's focused on AJ Styles. Six-man tag is up next. You watched it here first several weeks ago on Impact Wrestling, and tomorrow, Cowboy James Storm and Montgomery Gentry are teaming up with CMT.com as they debut Long Necks and Rednecks.
Fans, let's get the video played on CMT's High Five Countdown. The more you vote at CMT.com, the better the chances are to get the video played on the show.
And next week, we will hear from the Cowboy for the first time since he walked away from the Impact Zone 2 weeks ago.
I've beaten Mr. Anderson before, and I'm not afraid to do it again tonight. Who does Hulk Hogan think he is? Throwing a stipulation into the match, making it a no DQ. Why? What's Hulk Hogan's problem with the champ? Maybe you should pick up the phone and call Sting and find out where he's at, because he was the last authority figure around here, and I took care of that. So if Hulk Hogan wants to stick his nose in my business, I'm not afraid to do the same to him. Maybe you can pass that message on to Hulk. And as far as RVD goes, come sacrifice, if he thinks for 1 second that he's going to take this title off of me, he's got another thing coming.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle.
Well, we just heard from our world heavyweight champion, Bobby Roode. He has his sights set on Mr. Anderson. That's later tonight. That's no disqualification. But first, Kurt Angle, he's out to prove that he can make AJ Styles tap out. As I'm not exactly sure that Kurt Angle's on the same page as his two tag team partners, though, in this six-man tag.
No, Mike, I think Kurt Angle's on, he's on the Kurt Angle page. And I kind of agree with Kurt. That's how you got to roll. 6-man, 2-man, 10-man tag, it don't matter.
And his tag team partners, Kazarian and Christopher Daniels.
You know, for several months, Daniels and Kazarian, they've been holding this secret over AJ Styles. Do you think tonight's the night that their so-called truth is finally revealed?
I don't know. I mean, we did see recently on Impact Wrestling some reaction from...
There was some reaction.
From AJ Styles, whatever that was in that manila folder, that they, basically that AJ got his hands off from these guys. So, I don't know what's going on with that deal, man. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it was an interesting reaction, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure was.
And their opponents, Magnus, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, and the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Very interesting three-man team. AJ Styles joining the World Tag Team Champions, and Samoa Joe and Magnus out to get a little bit of revenge for what went down last week on our first ever open fight night. You'll recall that Daniels and Kazarian, they didn't get the title shot. Hulk Hogan did not give them that championship opportunity, but they took matters into their own hands.
Yeah, we just saw the tag teams kind of peel off into this brawl, and then AJ and Kurt Angle, they had their sights on each other, and they're just exchanging right now flat in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, just the physicality that you would expect when you hear about AJ Styles and Kurt Angle. What a drop kick by AJ right into the face of Kurt.
Just that phenomenal, pun intended, athleticism, that explosiveness in the core, the middle of the body of AJ makes him just so lethal as a competitor.
Daniels, how about that? Gets pushed down by his own tag team partner. This is the friction that we saw. Well, I guess it started a couple of weeks ago. Kurt telling Daniels and Kazarian that he just didn't need their help.
Yeah, well, that Kurt wants to fly on his own. But right now, Kurt might need that help because Samoa Joe is beating the hell out of him. And now here comes Magnus, so the tag team champs doubling up on Kurt.
Ooh, double team starts with the inverted atomic drop by Joe. Big move by Magnus. Follow-up backsplash by Joe. And Magnus covers in. No, just two on Kurt Angle.
That would have been a huge victory for Magnus right there if he would have pinned Kurt Angle. Anytime, if it's rare, that someone can have a victory on Kurt Angle, it's humongous. I don't care who you are.
Remember, still to come tonight, we find out if Alex Silva gains an Impact Wrestling contract. He was the first person to compete in Gut Check here on Impact Wrestling, and we're just moments away from finding out whether this opportunity of a lifetime leads to an Impact Wrestling deal.
We're going to find out Alex Silva's fate coming up next, our committee and stuff like that between Talent Relations Head, Bruce Pritchett, the Nation Boy Ric Flair, and Al Snow. I mean, those three men, that's a hell of a committee right there of judges. So we'll see if Alex Silva, I should say, gets a contract.
Angle neutralizing one half of the World Tag Team Champions Magnus. Another reminder that starting on Thursday night, May the 31st, Impact Wrestling right here on Spike TV is going to be 1 hour earlier, 8 p.m. Eastern, and the big surprise is coming that same night.
Trying to find out what that big surprise is. We might have to wait till the 31st at 8 p.m. right here on Spike TV, baby.
If you hear anything, let me know.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll definitely let you know. Fuck, right? Yeah, why wouldn't I? You don't reply to my text as it is. But right now, both men are down.
20, 30 of them a day.
Both men are down. Someone's got, oh, here we go. Looks like AJ now is legal for his team, and as is Kazarian.
And AJ taking it out on Daniels first, and then Kazarian. Spin kick, rocks Kazarian. Gonna take him up to his shoulders, and oh my God, drives him down. Back first across the knee. Styles dares Angle to come at him. Doubles him over with the boot, and then gets caught from behind. Got drilled in the back of the head by the Daniels boot.
Yeah, AJ was locked and loaded for that Styles clash, but not happening with Daniels in the house. But now Samoa Joe about chopping the skin off the chest of Daniels.
Tag partner Magnus. Whoa! Now Joe, and then Daniels elevated high into the air, all the way to the floor.
And Magnus saw that opportunity, and he's tearing apart. Daniels, here comes Joe, baby. Here he comes.
300 pounds of Samoa Joe goes flying through. Suicide dive and that forearm, that elbow added for good measure.
Air Samoa. Heads up. Speaking of air.
How about a little air AJ?
Oh, maybe not. Look at that.
Stop. Cut off by Kurt Angle, who applies the ankle lock. Ring positioning's perfect.
Kurt saw the opportunity to ankle kick AJ Styles. He did. Locks in the ankle lock. AJ's in grave danger.
Angle promised earlier that he was going to make AJ tap out tonight in this match. And what the hell just went on there? He had him into the submission hold, and the tag was made from outside.
Kazarian tagged himself in. I don't know why he did that.
Samoa Joe runs into Daniels, who goes right through Angle. Fade the black attempt by Kazarian to stop. AJ going to go for the clash. Here it is. Oh, yeah, Styles clash. Hit to perfection. Kazarian rolled over, covered, and AJ and the World Tag Team Champions win it.
Your winners, Magnus, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles.
Well, Mike, you alluded to it earlier in this match. It started last week that Kazarian, Daniels, and Angle were not on the same page, man. And it continued and segued into this week, which I feel cost them the matchup here.
I don't think there's any question. Communication issues between Kurt Angle, Christopher Daniels, and Kazarian come back to haunt him. Angle had AJ beat. I thought AJ was going to tap out.
I think he might have, but didn't happen. No cohesiveness at all on that team, but this team here, the winning team between the tag team champs and AJ Styles, they look real good.
Friction continues between Kurt Angle and his quote-unquote tag team partners.
Kurt Angle is livid, man. He does not take losing well. Oh my God, he's snapped.
Yeah, Taz, let's go back. Let's take another look at the problems between Kurt Angle, Daniels, and Kazarian.
Well, Kurt had the match won, as you were saying, Mike. He's not going to tap out victory. Kazarian tagged himself in, and then everything fell apart for Kurt Angle and his teammates.
I was going to let you squirm and sweat. I was going to twist the screws for weeks. But you know what? I've changed my mind. We're going to end this once and for all. 7 days. Next week, AJ. You know the evidence we've got. You've seen the photographs. Either you come out here and you tell the world your secret, or we tell the world your secret.
How do you blackmail somebody like AJ Styles? I've known the guy for over 10 years. It's clean as they come.
Oh, AJ prides himself on doing the right thing all the time. I don't know what these guys are talking about. AJ's as clean as a whistle.
RVD hand kicks Mr. Anderson to face our world champion Bobby Roode. And our no disqualification main event is still to come.
Well, the Gut Check judging committee, they're going to make their decision on Alex Silva's future. That is next.
Welcome, everybody, to Gut Check. You were all here last week on Impact Wrestling. You all saw Alex Silva come out here and have the opportunity of a lifetime as he had literally an audition match on Impact Wrestling. Tonight, we will find out whether or not Alex Silva achieves his dream and becomes a permanent addition to the Impact roster. Let me introduce to you my fellow judges. He needs no introduction. The man, the myth, the legend, Ric Flair. Also, joining me alongside Ric Flair and myself, a man who has had years of experience in the sport of professional wrestling behind the scenes and in front of the camera in a variety of roles, the Senior Vice President of Talent Relations here at Impact Wrestling and TNA, Bruce Pritchard. Right now, let's bring out Alex Silva and let's let him know our decision in regards to his fate here at Impact Wrestling. Alex, could you come down and join us, please?
Taz, can you imagine the roller coaster of emotions that must be going through the body and the mind of young Alex Silva?
Got to be nerve-wracking for this young man right here. I mean, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. He's going to find out his fate right here for Impact Wrestling in just seconds.
Alex, we spent a lot of time deliberating. I think you completely understand how much experience and knowledge Ric Flair has and what a keen eye he has for talent. Bruce Pritchard, all of his experience and knowledge all went into this decision that we're about to render here tonight. Rick, do you have any thoughts here on Alex Silva?
I like the attitude, but it's like I've told a lot of women over the years, come back when you grow up, girl, you're still living in a paper doll world.
Bruce Pritchard, your thoughts on Alex Silva and his performance last week?
Well, first of all, you came down the aisle like you already had a job, and I've seen what you can do in Ohio Valley Wrestling. Last week probably wasn't your greatest outing, but we need talent. We need young talent here. So we'll see.
Alex, I've seen and dealt with you for quite some time in OVW Wrestling. I know that you have the passion and the desire to be here on Impact and to be an addition. But the decision is not totally up to me. The decision is up to all of us, and you need at least 2 of the 3 judges to make it to the Impact roster. So, Mr. Flair, what is your decision for young Alex Silva?
No.
Alex, taking into consideration Mr. Flair, listening to Mr. Pritchard, knowing you, my answer is yes. But understand, Alex, you need 2 judges to get a spot on the Impact roster. That's the 2 count. You need to kick out, and you need to kick out strong. You need to sell your heart out, make all these fans, the greatest fans in the world, know how bad you want this. And more importantly, let us know how bad you want this. You have 30 seconds to sell yourself.
Bruce, Al, Ric Flair.
Dad, this is it, Dad. We're here after all those years. After all those years, and I mean 8 long years. I was 13 years old. I was 13 years old, and I was poor. And as the year went by, I became poorer and poorer with only one dream, sleeping in my car.
Do not talk to the marks, talk to us. Start again, 30 seconds.
Seconds. 30 seconds to sell myself, Ric Flair. 30 seconds to sell myself, Al Snow. I stand up for myself each and every single night. I moved out of Canada to go to the United States, poor with no money, with one dream. Me and my father, we did everything together so that tonight, today, and Dad, I love you, I could get my contract.
I just changed my vote. You're in. That was good. That was good, man.
Well, I got to tell you, Alex, had we not given you that opportunity right there, my answer was no. And my answer was based on your performance last week and having an opportunity to get in this ring and show us what you got. Nerves got the better of you, and I've seen better from you, but I didn't see it last week. And you had a second shot in a dream. Yes.
You, Alex Silva, are now on the Impact roster and are a TNA superstar.
Wow. Alex Silva put in a pressure situation, and he delivers.
Tell you what, man, I tip my cap to this kid. Congratulations, Alex Silva. Hey, I said the gun was to his head, buddy. He came out swinging. He did a great job.
What a moment.
Give it up for Alex Silva.
Dream achieved. Alex Silva joins the Impact Wrestling family.
That's awesome, man.
Sunday, May the 13th, live from Orlando, Florida. Join us for Sacrifice on pay-per-view.
Check this out. 2 of the best in the world are going to collide at Sacrifice.
Yes, Jeff Hardy and Mr. Anderson have had their issues. Charismatic Enigma, he'll be tested when Hardy must meet Anderson at Sacrifice.
Well, look at this one right here, my man. Can he become the World Heavyweight Champion again? We will find out at Sacrifice. Speaking of World Heavyweight Champion, gonna do battle next against this man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the archetypal asshole. No DQ. Mr. Anderson! Anderson!
Not only did our general manager Hulk Hogan allow Rob Van Dam to pick Mr. Anderson as Bobby Roode's opponent, Hogan also adds a no disqualification stipulation to our Impact Wrestling main event. This has to favor Mr. Anderson, certainly takes away the loopholes and shortcuts from Bobby Roode.
And his opponent from Toronto, Canada, the World Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Roode.
Well, if Bobby Roode had to do it over again, Tess, do you think that he might rethink his actions of several weeks ago when he smashed that beer bottle over the head of Mr. Anderson?
I don't know. I mean, Bobby Roode, world champ, he's not the type of guy that strikes me that would have regrets over anything, especially something like popping a guy with a beer bottle. But you never know. I mean, once this no disqualification match gets underway momentarily here, that man, Mr. Anderson, I got a funny feeling he's gonna tear right into the champion.
Hulk Hogan makes it no disqualification. Tells Mr. Anderson that this is your opportunity to prove yourself. You've got the World Heavyweight Champion on a silver platter, courtesy of RVD. Hogan says, let's turn up the violence against Bobby Roode tonight.
That's what this might end up being. Here we go. Just like I said, I had a funny feeling Anderson was not going to waste no time and wait. This matchup, no disqualification underway. Anderson versus the world champion.
Yeah, this is Hogan's opportunity to turn these guys loose, and especially to turn Mr. Anderson loose on our world champion, Bobby Roode. And thinking back, I knew that RVD took that beer bottle into account when he named Anderson as the opponent for Roode. And I think RVD, he's loving every minute of Anderson, physically taking it to Roode, who quickly turns it around.
Yeah, but look at that. Now Roode, that Russian leg sweep into the apron. Spine first goes Mr. Anderson.
It's all legal.
Yeah, no, it totally is. No disqualification, as we said. So, got a funny feeling that this is the opportunity. That was, I should say, the opportunity with that Russian leg sweep into the apron that Bobby Roode needed. And now,
watch out.
Oh my God, that's a dangerous area right there. Oh!
Fortunately for Anderson, able to reverse. There goes the world champion. Roode head first into the steel.
Great job right there by Anderson to shut down the world champion. This thing is physical on the outside. Look at this, Mike.
Here it goes.
Look at this.
Can Mr. Anderson prove himself against the world heavyweight champion? More of Anderson versus Roode. No disqualification right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on Impact Wrestling, and it has been all Mr. Anderson against our world heavyweight champion. Oh! Well, it's no disqualification match. Anderson was just dominating this bout.
That was a great opportunity for our world champ, Bobby Roode, to do what he did there. Not the popular move, but he had to do what he had to do. No disqualification.
Boy, that just changes the momentum of this match drastically. Now in favor of the world heavyweight champion. And got to talk about 1 week from tonight, Daniels and Kazarian. They promise that they will reveal AJ Styles' secret to the world. And you know, Taz, if there's just that one guy whose behavior has never been questioned, it's AJ Styles. I mean, I know there's a lot of professional athletes that have a certain reputation, but not AJ.
Professional athletes, a lot of professional wrestlers that I've seen and that are still going on today, got a little on the wild side. Let's be honest, you know, they go out, do their thing at night, whatever, that's great. AJ, I gotta tell you, that's not his deal. Everybody knows that, especially in our world behind the curtain. AJ's kind of a guy who prides himself on...
Watch this quick cover here by Roode, gets a 2 count.
A guy who prides himself on doing the right thing. So whatever Daniels and Kazarian are talking about, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what it is. I mean, we did see AJ react, like I said earlier, a little weird when he saw whatever that paper was in that manila folder that they handed. So who knows? We'll find out next week, though.
Complexion of this match has changed drastically in favor of the world heavyweight champion. Ever since he used the low blow on Mr. Anderson, the champ Bobby Roode exploiting the no disqualification stiff.
Look at that right there, the world heavyweight champion, Bobby Roode, with a beautiful snapping vertical suplex. Look at that vertical height, that leaping ability that Roode has.
Oh, got great elevation, leads to a pin and a 2 count.
I mean, you cannot, listen, who Bobby Roode is, the world champion as a person, sure, many people despise him. There's many people worldwide that hate him. Most of the locker room despise who our world champion is. But you cannot discredit the ability from a wrestler's perspective what this guy can do in the ring.
I'll tell you one guy who despises Bobby Roode, and that's the Cowboy James Storm. Haven't heard from Storm for a couple of weeks, but we will have a special update on James Storm next week on this Impact Wrestling broadcast. And now, no disqualification rules.
You can do whatever you want. You see the referee. Referee is just looking on. Referee Brian Hebner.
He's going to take the steel chair and wedge it between the top and middle ropes.
Well, Roode can do whatever he wants right now. He's sitting in the catbird seat. Anderson is in deep, deep trouble. It's all legal. Whatever's about to happen. Wait, look at that first.
Oh, it's the champ instead. As Roode goes head first into the steel chair. I just put a dent in the chair.
That was a nasty impact. Great way to think on your feet if you are Mr. Anderson. I'm sure the #1 contender, RVD, sitting backstage watching this, loving what just happened to the world champ, Bobby Roode.
Immediately after tonight's Impact Wrestling broadcast, stay right here on Spike TV. All the latest breaking news from the world of mixed martial arts. It's MMA Uncensored Live, and it's next right here on Spike as the world champion exchanges Roode and Anderson. Well, both of them laying in those right hands.
Yeah, both men going punch for punch, but now Anderson getting the better. Nice reversal by the champion. Oh! Look at this move after move by Mr. Anderson with that swinging neck breaker.
Series of strikes from Anderson, punctuated by that swinging, spinning neck breaker. World champion sent off into the ropes, but Roode catches Anderson with the boot.
Boom! Wow.
Second time was the charm.
Oh, yeah.
Could be it. Anderson on top. No, just two.
That kick, man, that spinning, like, high wheel kick. I don't think Anderson hit him with his foot. He hit him with his knee, which is even worse. You know the world champion, Bobby Roode, is feeling the effects of that big time. Probably seeing stars.
Look on the face of Mr. Anderson. Tells me that he wants to put Roode away once and for all. Had him set up here for the mic check, but it's stopped and it's blocked. Series of elbows to the side of the head by Roode.
Good reversal right there by Anderson. Stopped before that chair, really, for his back with that chair. What's the champ got in mind here, but Anderson able to stop Roode and cut him off.
And now Anderson has Roode exactly where he wants him. Instead, Roode able to slide down. Shoots Anderson off into the ropes. And, oh, big, high angle, double R spine buster. And no, just two.
Look at the frustration in the eyes and the face of the world champion, Bobby Roode. He is hot right now. He thought he had the win.
And our champ vocal about it as well. Thought for sure that he had the 3 count on Anderson. He's gained so many wins with that spine buster.
What's the bad intentions on the mind of the world champion right now? Maybe a DDT or, maybe a fisherman. Oh, here comes Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy now. Jeff Hardy, the man who's going to face Mr. Anderson at Sacrifice. And it's Jeff Hardy who comes out and connects with the kick. Wait a minute, look out. Oh! Anderson with the mic check on Hardy, who just helped out Anderson.
Watch your back. Oh! Gut check right there. Speaking of gut check, and right across the back. No disqualification match, all legal. Fisherman suplex.
And the 3 count.
Your winner,
Well, we got to go back and take another look at this. Jeff Hardy comes out to help Mr. Anderson. I don't think Mr. Anderson had any idea that it was Hardy that he hit with the mic check.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think you might be right about that, though. I mean, but Jeff Hardy did come out and you just see Anderson. He probably thought it was Roode. And then Bobby Roode capitalized on that distraction and was able to capture the victory on Mr. Anderson in this no disqualification match. And I think Roode, he's not done.
He's not done yet.
Look at this, look at this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Here comes the #1 contender, RVD. The opponent from Sacrifice for the man who just bailed out of the ring, the world champ, Bobby Roode.
Roode headed up the ramp to avoid any confrontation from Rob Van Dam. Whoa, just like Roode, gonna try and sneak in from behind. Watch out!
Oh! Never expected that at all, Van Dam. Oh my God, right on top of his skull. An exclamation point type DDT on a steel chair.
Just spiked him head first.
World champ, stop playing games, Mike.